You announced almost a month ago that the president will reshuffle his cabinet. And a lot of Nigerians thought that there will be, in a grand style, some kind of a shake-up in the cabinet. But what we saw was a minor adjustment or readjustment in the cabinet. Was there any decision? Because we thought that there are more people that will go and there are more changes that will happen. What really happened?
Well, thank you. What happened was that the president did not just change his ministers whimsically. The change went through some procedure. From October last year, when we had a retreat, the president told the ministers that they will be assessed. But he told them even when he was swearing them in August that if they don't perform, he will fire them. But in October, during the retreat, the president now went further to say there will be a formal way of assessing the ministers. And Adiza, the special advisor on policy and coordination, was put in charge of that. And she didn't also do it whimsically. She set up, she used the technology, asking citizens of Nigeria to actually score the ministers. So it was after this process, I think some data were gotten from what people were saying and the scoring that Nigerians themselves made. And it was on that basis that the president acted upon. And then picked those ministers who were asked to go. Well, people say sacked. The president used a milder word, said discharge. That's the way he used it. And when he asked them to go on Wednesday, he actually called them to a meeting, those who were affected, and told them about his decision and thanked them for their services to the country and wished them, all of them well. It was not like what we are used to before, people just being sacked on radio or television. He made it, he was very polite and he called them and told them.
So there was a meeting before the FEC was on Monday.
FEC was on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, the FEC held on Wednesday.
After the FEC, he asked those ministers to come and see him, and they went to see him. It was there he told them about his decision.
So there was no inclination at FEC that they were going to be removed?
No inclination.
So it was in that meeting, it was after that meeting that you now sent out a press statement saying that they have been relieved of their duties?
No, after that meeting, the president first of all called those ministers, those ones who were affected. He called them to his office and broke the news to them about what he plans to do. And thereafter, it was after that I now made that announcement.
So the president used Madam Adisa's assessment, a report from our office for his decision.
Yeah.
And this was also based on Nigerians' assessment.
Yeah, Nigerians scored them.
So, because there are those who will say, there are those that a lot of people will think should never be in that cabinet. You've never heard of them, you've never seen what they have done, and yet they're still there. There are those who think that those who are relieved of their duties were perhaps those who do not have so much of political power to be able to, to find their ways to to retain their seat in the cabinet. And those who are the ones that are left. By some assessment, those who believe that many more people should have been shown the door.
Well, I don't agree with you. I think nothing could have been much better than doing an assessment based on some empiricism. And that's what the president did. He didn't just sit down in the office and say, A must go, B must go. This was based on some data. That's what happened.